In this video, we're going to work on trying to do polynomial long division where you may have fractions in the answer. Now, let's look at this long division problem. Normally when you try to solve this problem, the question you ask yourself is, what do I multiply this first term with so that I'll get that term? Another way of looking at this problem is to say, what is this term divided by that term? 6x squared divided by 3x. So that's what we would multiply to 3x in order to get 6x squared. So if I simplify this, I get 2x. And you can sort of see that it fits my intuition. 2x times 3x gives me 6x squared. Now, in order to find out what goes on the next line, we have to multiply this term with whatever we were dividing by. And now we get 6x squared plus 4x. Now, the magic of using this technique is that this first term will always cancel out. So we're going to subtract these two terms. Over here in this next column, that's what's important. We're going to get 3x minus a positive 4x, which turns into a, minus 3x, which turns into a minus 7x, and then we'll bring down the next term. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. So if we ask what do I multiply 3x to get negative 7x, it's not very obvious. What we can do is do the same trick. We can say whatever goes here is this term divided by that term. So let's write it. Minus 7x divided by 3x goes right there. So when you simplify this, you get minus 7 over 3. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did in the first round. We're going to say this times this goes here. So what goes here is minus 7 over 3 times 3x plus 2. Now let's distribute it. Minus 7 over 3 times 3x minus 7 over 3 times 2. And this will cross out. And what we'll get on this line is minus 7x. And over here will be minus 14 over 3. Now, just like before, this first column will cross out. And when we look at this next column, what we're looking at is 2 minus 14 over 3. Now, what we'll have to do there is we'll have to get a common denominator. My common denominator will be 3. Right? We can make any whole number into the denominator by putting a 1 underneath it. And then we'll get a common denominator of 3. And so now we'll get 6 over 3 plus 14 over 3 is equal to 20 over 3. And that's going to be my remainder. So now that we have no more terms to bring down, this is my remainder. And we're going to divide it by what we were dividing by. All right. So let me give you a problem to try. There should definitely be a lot of unhappiness here. So go ahead and pause the video and give this one a try. Okay, so now that you've done it, let's sort of work on this together. So what goes here is 9x squared divided by 3x. If I simplify that, I'll get 3x. So what goes on this line is this times that. 3x times 3x minus 1, and that'll give me 9x squared minus 3x. And we'll have known that we've done the right thing because that first column will cancel out. So let's subtract these two columns. And then on this line, we'll get 2x minus a minus 3x. So that should give me 5x. And this bring down the next column. Okay. Now we want to know what can we multiply 3x with in order to get 5x. So the way we find that is we do 5x divided by 3x. This divided by that. So we go 5x divided by 3x. If I simplify it, I get a positive 5/3. And what'll go here is 5/3 times the 3x minus 1. Let's distribute it. And then plus 5/3 times negative 1. These 3's will cancel. So now I'll get 5x minus 5/3. Okay, and it looks like we're doing the right thing because that first column will cancel itself out. And then the unhappiness of fractions really happens on this last line. So we go 4 minus 5/3. So I can change that 4 into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. And that minus turns into a plus. Okay. So when I ask myself, what's my lowest common denominator, it's 3. So let's multiply this by 3 over 3. And now I have 12 over 3 plus 5 over 3 is equal to 17 over 3. And since I have nothing else to bring down, that's my remainder. Here's my answer. Thank you for watching this video.